Hi, it's Corey, and today you're gonna learn how to play Jump Up Superstar from Mario Odyssey. I'm super excited to be showing you how to play this song. It's definitely probably the most difficult tutorial I will have made for my channel, but don't let that discourage you just because there's gonna be new chords and stuff. It's definitely something you can do with a little bit of work, and I think it'll be a fun challenge for some people. Also, it's a really fun song. To start, let's make sure the ukulele's in tune. It's gonna be a G on the 4th string, a C on the 3rd string, an E on the 2nd string, and an A on the 1st string. All right, so the chords you're gonna need for this song are going to be first a C major chord. For that, you're gonna take your 3rd finger, place it on the 3rd fret 1st string. You're also gonna need an F major. For that, you're gonna take your first 2 fingers, place the 1st finger on the 1st fret 2nd string, and then your 2nd finger will go on the 2nd fret 4th string. You're also gonna need to have an A minor. For that, it's your 2nd finger placed on the 2nd fret 4th string. You'll also need an A major, which is going to be your 1st finger on the 3rd string 1st fret, and then your 2nd finger on the 4th string 2nd fret. You need a D major. For that, it's gonna be your 1st finger, 2nd finger, and your 3rd finger all on the 2nd fret. So your 1st finger goes on the 4th string, your 2nd finger goes on the 3rd string, and your 3rd finger goes on the 2nd string. You'll also need a G major for that. What that's gonna be is your 1st finger is gonna go on the 2nd fret 3rd string, your 2nd finger is gonna go on the 2nd fret 1st string, and then your 3rd finger is gonna go right between the 2 on the next fret down on string 2. All right, here's where the chords get a little bit more tricky. So the first chord that we're going to be looking at that's probably new to most people is gonna be an F minor. So what you're gonna do for that is take your 1st finger, place it on the 4th string 1st fret. Your 2nd finger is gonna go on the 1st fret 2nd string, and then your pinky is gonna go on the 3rd fret 1st string, like this, okay? So maybe do a little pinky exercises before starting that. I know most people probably haven't used their pinky for a chord yet, but we're not done. The next chord we're gonna be looking at is an E flat. For that, you're gonna take your 1st finger, place it on the 1st string of the 1st fret. Your 2nd finger is gonna go on the 3rd string, 3rd fret, and then your 3rd finger is gonna go right next to it on the 2nd string, 3rd fret. Then you're gonna use a B flat. That's probably something you've maybe come across before, but you're going to bar with your 1st finger on strings 1 and 2 of the 1st fret. Then with your 2nd finger, you're going to place it on the 3rd string of the 2nd fret. And then your 3rd finger is gonna go on the 4th string of the 3rd fret. The next chord is gonna be the G minor. For that, you're gonna take your 1st finger, place it on the 1st string, 1st fret. Then you're gonna take your 2nd finger, place it on the 2nd fret, 3rd string, and then your 3rd finger is gonna go on the 2nd string, 3rd fret. Just like that. And then the last chord is going to be a G half diminished chord. So I don't know why, but when I was looking up this chord, a lot of like online chord charts were saying it's a C minor. It's not a C minor. The closest kind of thing, like I said, is it being like a G half diminished, because a C minor is this. And basically what you're doing for this is you're taking your 1st finger and you're barring strings 1, 2, and 3 on the 1st fret. So again, this is a G half diminished chord, but even though it has a very scary name, it's not a very hard chord to play. Okay, with all of those chords, at this point, I would say pause here and really go through those chords to make sure you're really familiar with them. They are gonna be changing quite quickly. So even too, maybe during the playthrough, you might wanna like slow down the speed of the playthrough a little bit to help you kind of go through it. But it's definitely something you can do with that little bit of practice, but you wanna make sure you're really comfortable with the chords first, okay? Once you're super comfortable with the chords, let's talk strumming patterns. 100% before playing this all the way through and adding any kind of strumming pattern, I would definitely say just try playing through it on the chord changes. So that would be playing one chord at a time, just with one down strum, and then changing to the other chord when that appears in the music rather than a strumming pattern throughout. So for instance, that would sound something like this. At the beginning, we start with, here you go, off the rails, don't you know it's time to raise our sails. It's freedom like you never knew. So rather than a full strumming pattern, just playing on the chord changes. From there, I would play on a steady beat. So that would be, here we go, off the rails, don't you know it's time to raise our sails. It's freedom like we never knew. Like that. Once you're comfortable playing on the steady beat, then you could add a strumming pattern. The strumming pattern that I think sounds really good with this one is a down, down, up, up, down. Okay, so that's down, down, up, up, down. Up here, that's down, down, up, down. So that would sound, here we go, off the rails, don't you know it's time to raise our sails. It's freedom like we never knew. Like that. Once you're comfortable with that strumming pattern, I would add a chuck to it. Basically, what you're doing here is you're adding a chuck on every down strum after the first down strum. So that would be a down, chuck, up, chuck, down, chuck, up, chuck, down, chuck, up, chuck. So that's down, chuck, up, chuck. So it's the same strumming pattern of the down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. We're just adding the chucks, like I said, on every down strum after the first strum. So that would be with the lyrics, here we go, off the rails, don't you know it's time to raise our sails. It's freedom like we never knew. I think it kind of has a nice little vibe with that. So that would be my full recommendation for strumming pattern. Okay, so once you have the chords, once you have the strumming pattern, it's time to conquer the actual song and put it all together. I'd love to tell you that there's like a really solid progression for this, but it does change quite a bit. Now, something to be aware of, the shift from the verse into the chorus is quite drastic. So you end with the jump with me, grab coins with me, oh yeah. And then you go up to, it's time to jump up in the air. Okay, so it's quite a drastic vocal jump when you're trying to approach it for the first time. So just be aware of that. So like I said, it's jump with me, grab coins with me, oh yeah. And then you move to that F minor. It's time to jump up in the air. Okay, so it's yeah, it's, okay, just to sort of give you a little prep with that. But what I would recommend the most is, honestly, I would listen to the playthrough and then I would start to apply it, what I said about playing it just on the down strums of the different chord changes, and then play on the steady beat, and then add the strumming pattern, and then add chucking from there, and then also probably slow it down quite a bit as well. I'm gonna take it at a actually under tempo than what it is in the actual song. So normally it's like, here we go, off the rails, but I'm gonna try to take it at a, here we go, off the rails, don't you know it's time to raise our sails? So at a nice slow tempo so that it's really easy to follow along with and you can work with it, okay? I'm gonna put you closer specifically so you can see what my left hand is doing, because it is gonna be jumping around quite a bit. And let's give it a go. 1, 2, here we go. Here we go. Off the rails, don't you know it's time to raise our sails. It's freedom like we never knew. Don't need bags or a pass. Say the word, I'll be there in a flash. You can say my hat is off to you. Oh, we can zoom all the way to the moon from and there you have it. Jump Up Superstar from Mario Odyssey. Now, after playing this song, you might wanna kind of give your hand a stretch or something, just because you are kind of moving it quite a bit. It's a little more difficult than other songs. Even though it is a little more tricky, I definitely think it's nice to have some challenges. Somebody commented on Live and Learn, and they were saying like it's nice to have a couple songs that are more difficult that you can like work towards. So hopefully this is one of them. If there is a song that you think is quite a bit trickier and you'd like a tutorial for it as something to kind of work for, make sure to let me know. I know for me, like I can play this all the way through, and I do have to think about it a little bit, especially going from like the F minor to the B flat to the E flat, but hopefully you have found that this is something that's really fun for you too. And I really, really love this song. A lot of the composers that work on Nintendo products, they're just really, really great. It's this fun, like kind of jazzy thing, and it's in like a video game. I don't know. I'm always like really impressed with like video game music these days. Maybe I need to make a video on just like history of music from video games or something, just to tell people how awesome it is and how much it's progressed, especially in the last like 10, 15 years. Let me know if you'd like to see something like that. I don't know. I'm always trying to find new things to do and stuff with this channel as far as music goes. I love making tutorials and I love talking about music, but I also love talking about other aspects of music too. So let me know if that kind of stuff seems interesting to you. Well, thanks so much for watching. If you're new to this channel, make sure to subscribe so you can always find new videos and tutorials to work on here. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you found it helpful, and I will see you next time. Have a great day. Bye-bye.